What's up, everybody? It's your man right here, the one and only, that beautiful Rhode Island Red Rooster, one of the original road warlords, and as always, bringing you the knowledge and dropping the science in this industry of what we call trucking, okay? I'm doing this particular video to speak on don't be a glorified company driver. Don't be a glorified company driver. Not to say that there's anything wrong with being a company driver. There's not. There's nothing wrong with being an own operator. There's nothing wrong with being a lease driver. But there is definitely something wrong with being a glorified company driver. Okay? What is a glorified company driver? Any person that takes their equipment to a carrier or leases on, and the carrier has equipment that you can lease, but they do not give you the decision to make as far as picking and choosing freight. If you cannot pick and choose your own freight, then you are a glorified company driver. Because what you're doing in essence is that you're giving your equipment to the carrier and saying that whatever freight that they have, you'll haul it regardless. And if there's any money to be made after the freight and stuff is hauled, then I'll just get my money that way. That is no way to run a business. There is no way to run a business. If you are own operating, you do that, you will fail. Now, it's not to say that if you leasing a truck and a trailer from the carrier, right, then see you're kind of in a position where, you know, it's six in one hand, half dozen in the other. But it's not to say to get into that position and become comfortable with it, which what a lot of people and stuff do, how they wind up falling for the snares of being a glorified company driver. Okay? You get in there, you make money and stuff, you're impressed with the money that you make, and then you feel, okay, all right, this dispatcher who's not business savvy, nor do they do anything and stuff to help your bottom line, is finding freight and stuff and, you know, making money that way. Because what happens in the midst of that is that they're going to be giving you loads and stuff where a lot of times you're going to have a problem with the weight. You might have a problem with the pickup and delivery times. You're going to have a problem with where it's going, the lane, so on and so forth. See, these are the things that when you go into business for yourself, these are the bottom lines of what's going to make up your revenue. See, that's what the carrier takes into perspective. But what you're eliminating is the fact that they don't have to worry about maintaining the equipment. They don't have to take any of these things and stuff into perspective about how much the load weighs, when does it pick up, when does it deliver, the lane of travel. These things are what makes up your bottom line. Okay? And if you're not in control of that, then, you know, you're better off just being a company driver. And like I said, there's nothing wrong with it because, you know, being a company driver, you know, you're eligible for benefits. You're eligible for benefits. You can enroll into a lot of programs and stuff that the company has. You know, you are an employee of the company. You know, they, you know, they're taking care of things and stuff, you know, like your payroll and, you know, they take care of your payroll and stuff, you know, your paperwork and stuff and whatnot. So you see, like I said, there's great benefits to being a company driver. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with it. But at the same time is that, you see, you're not a part of making those decisions as to what's going to make money for the company. You know, your job is to simply pick up and deliver freight safely and on time. That's the thing there. You know, where it goes and stuff, where it picks up, where it delivers and stuff, you know, you don't have any kind of say-so in that. You know, you don't have any kind of say-so in that and stuff at the end of the day and stuff. They're paying you to pick up and deliver the freight safely and on time, you know. And see, when you're a glorified company driver, that's what you're doing. But at the same time, you're eliminating the fact that you're eligible for benefits. You can't enroll in any of the programs and stuff, you know, that the company has. You're responsible for all the wear and tear on your equipment, you know, the paperwork, your payroll, those sort of things there and stuff. But at the same time, they get to take your equipment and run it like it's their equipment. Because what they're focused on is their bottom line. And if they have your equipment and stuff to do it, then so be it, you know. So, you see, A lot of guys and stuff, you know, like I said, I mean, it's from my experience, because, you know, I used to be one. You know, I used to be one with some carriers and stuff like that. I'm not gonna name them or anything and stuff, but I'm just saying, you know, based on my experience and stuff, you know, the only thing that happened is that, you know, you slap a computer in the truck and then this load come up and it's like, yeah, they got this load picking up here, it's going there, this is how much it weighs, you know, this is where it's going and stuff, so on and so forth. Do you want the load? Yes or no? And so, you know, they say, well, it's non-force dispatch. So you say, yeah, I can take, you know, I got the ability to accept freight or not accept freight. If that's the reason why you're getting into becoming an own operator and stuff, then, you know, it's more to that than picking and choosing freight and stuff. You know, it goes beyond saying yes to something, no to something. It's, you know, the meaning is a little bit deep. It's a little bit deeper, but people don't really put those things and stuff out there as what it means and stuff. You know, when they say non-force dispatch, those sort of things there. Okay. When you're a glorified company driver, again, they're finding things and stuff what's going to make up their bottom line. Okay. They don't have to be conscientious about any things and stuff that make up your bottom line. You know, it's like, okay, load picks up here, it's going here and stuff. You know, it may pick up on Monday, deliver on Wednesday, when you can easily deliver load on Tuesday. Load might weigh 45,000 pounds, where you're trying to be, you know, you're trying to be anywhere between 20 and 30,000. The lane of travel, you know, you might be trying to go home and stuff, and it's taking you away from the house. You know, those sort of things there. So that load is just totally and completely not working to your benefit. But the fact that they have the load, right? You see, when the company presents you with the load of stuff, they have that load. It's not something that they're looking at and saying, well, you know, we'll call and inquire about it and stuff, but we need to know your input. That's not it. They have that load, and what they're saying is that, hey, are you going to take this load or not? You know, and really what it is that you're taking this load, because if you turn it down, they want to know why you turned it down. You know, they want to know why you turned it down, as opposed to if you're in control of these said things and stuff, then, you know, not to even waste your time and stuff. If you see that the load is not at a weight and stuff that you're satisfied with, if the pay is not satisfactory, if the lane of travel is not satisfactory, those things there that make up your bottom line, you're not going to waste your time even calling and inquiring about that load. And so, you see, when guys, you know, when they give you that decision and stuff and say, yeah, you're taking the load, do you want the load, yes or no? A lot of times when you say no, they get upset with you. You know, they hang the phone up and stuff like that, and then they go over there to that said person, and then that said person calls you back and stuff, and they offer you the same thing, even though your decision may be, well, listen, hey, I'm not satisfied with it because, you know, it weighs too much, or it's not taking me in the right area, or it's not making the right type of money, so on and so forth. So then you got to explain to him. Then he gets off the phone, you know, he or she gets off the phone and stuff, and they're upset. And they go up to their higher ups. And so it's basically, instead of just moving on from the fact and respecting the fact that, well, you know what, I don't want to do this load and stuff because it's not met to my specifications. You're always going to be offered something, and then you have to make the best of the situation, because based on what they present, rather than you looking at it directly and then just making a sound decision and say, well, you know what, I see it, but there's no point in me inquiring about this load because it's a waste of time for me. It's a waste of time for the people that's in charge of that. So I'm gonna just find something that's made upon my specification, because this is where my bottom line needs to be at right here. Okay. When you're a glorified company driver, you can't do that. And so what you find yourself doing is, you know, you're going back and forth and stuff with dispatchers who, they get their paycheck on Friday, regardless of whether your truck moves or not. So, you know, it's a waste of time and energy and stuff for both you and them. And eventually it's going to lead to either you quitting or them terminating your contract. It's either one or two and stuff, because see, again, you know, when their bottom line is being affected, and every time they offer you a load, you're always saying no, regardless of the fact that, you know, it's not made upon your specification, then, you know, they're just looking at this and they're saying, well, damn, I lost money off this, I lost money off that. This guy right here and stuff, he's just hard to work with. So, you know, they sit down and had a conversation with you and say, well, hey man, listen, it's best for you to go to another carrier and stuff like that, because things aren't working out here, you know. But being that you know, you're not having to understand the business and how things work and stuff. You know, you just sit there in a state of confusion. Like, well, I didn't do anything wrong. You offered me a load and I didn't take it and stuff. You say this non-force dispatch, but again, you know, the science goes a lot deeper. Okay. So, I'm gonna go ahead and end on that note right there and stuff. Tune in to part 2 why I say you should not be a glorified company driver.